Nucleosome consists of four types of histone proteins which are going to be present in the nucleosome. The four types of histone proteins which are going to be present inside the nucleosome is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. All these four types of proteins are going to be present in two numbers and they will form a structure which is called as octamer. H2A protein is present in two number, H2B protein in two number, H3 and H4. All four types of histone proteins are present 2 in numbers. Now, these histone proteins will form a octamer structure. Total number of proteins are 8, but types of proteins are 4. Now, these histone proteins are completely wrapped by DNA, which is having two turns. The DNA will take two turns on the histone proteins. And this DNA which is going to be wrapped around the histone protein is called as core DNA. This DNA will connect one nucleosome to the other nucleosome. After taking two turns on the octamer, the turn is around 1.75 or 1/3 turn the DNA will take on octamer, and at the same time this DNA will go and connect one nucleosome to the other nucleosome. That nucleosome also have octamer structure containing all four types of histone proteins, and these histone proteins are held together with the help of nucleoproteins. Nucleoproteins are present which will play an important role in holding the octamer together. All 8 balls of histone proteins are held together due to the presence of nucleoprotein. Now, this octamer is going to be connected by one more protein which is going to be present outside the octamer. This is called as H1 protein. This H1 protein will act as a clump to hold the octamer. To hold the octamer, this H1 protein will act as a clump-like structure. With the help of this clump-like structure only, all the 8 balls of the histone protein are held together, or they are cubically arranged together. If these H1 histone proteins are not present, the octamer is not going to be held together. And this nucleosome is connected to the other nucleosome which is going to contain all 4 types of histone proteins with the help of DNA called as linker DNA or spacer DNA. It is going to be connected with the help of DNA called as linker DNA or spacer DNA. Now, this linker DNA or spacer DNA will connect both the balls of the nucleosome which is consisting of octamer. Octamer is nothing but combination of 4 types of histone proteins in 2 numbers. Now, this H1 protein which is present outside the octamer is not the part of the nucleosome and it is not genetically transferred, whereas the histone proteins which are present in the nucleosome are genetically transferred. So, H1 protein, nucleosome and linker or spacer DNA together called as chromatosome. Together called as chromatosome, which is consisting of 200 base pairs. The calculation of 200 base pairs is very important for NEET. How many base pairs are present in core DNA? Core DNA is going to be consisting of 146 base pairs. Core DNA will be generally consisting of 146 base pairs, and and linker and spacer DNA is going to contain 54 base pairs. This calculation is very important for NEET. Core DNA is approximately containing 146 base pairs and linker or spacer DNA is going to contain 54 base pairs. So total number of base pairs present in the chromosome is 200 base pairs. And how many turns the DNA will take on octamer? 2 turns the DNA is going to take place. It is around 1.75 or 1/3 turn the DNA will take on the octamer. Now what is the height of the nucleosome? The height of the nucleosome will be around 60 ms strong and diameter is about 110 ms strong. The diameter of the nucleosome will be 110 ms strong and height will be 60 ms strong. This is regarding the height and diameter of the nucleosome. Now, the basic questions which are going to come for the NEET from this topic is, they may ask you the type of proteins present in the nucleosome, the type of the histone proteins which are present outside the nucleosome. So, total number of histone proteins present in chromosome if they ask, you have to describe it as 5 including H1 protein. H1 protein, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. But when the question comes regarding nucleosome, then you have to describe only 4 types of histone proteins, that is H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These 4 types of histone proteins are positively charged and DNA is negatively charged. This positive and negative nature is responsible for the structure of nucleosome. Positively charged histone proteins are wrapped by negatively charged DNA. This is the basic structure of the nucleosome, and nucleosome is very important question for first year intermediate, for second year intermediate, as well as so many questions will come for NEET. Basically, it is completely based on calculation part. Calculation part of the nucleosome is very important. They may ask you type of proteins. They may ask you the calculation of base pairs. For further details and any type of doubts, you can contact me on this number. This is my personal number 7780480008. On this number, you can ask me any doubts, or for further details or for further classes, you can contact me 7780480008.